Hey everybody, John Zangaro here. This is a segment I like to call Talking It Through. Well, let's talk this through. As of recent, we have seen a growing amount of anti-Semitism throughout the world, as well as, surprisingly, here in the U.S. Prior to the attack on Israel, the atrocious and disgusting terrorist attack that occurred October 7, 2023, whether or not you supported Israel was, well, it was a quiet thing. Well, recently we had an atrocity occur here in the U.S. There was an attack against two young Jewish people here recently that were murdered because of their beliefs and because of the terroristic mindset of the attacker. Wherever you stand, you need to go back and reread Genesis, the blessings to Abram. It was a blessing given to him that had nothing to do with if Abram and his descendants did anything. It was just a blessing that God gave to him. Two of them, actually. One, that his descendants would be abundance. We have both the Jews and the Arabs. Now, mind you, not all Muslims are Arabs. Not all Arabs are Muslim. But you have a group of people over there that are not Arabs. A lot of people get them mixed up, such as your Persians or your Turks or your stands, as I like to call them, your clans of stands. But God also stated that those who bless you will be blessed, and those who curse you will be cursed. With that understanding, if you're not blessing the descendants of Abram and you are cursing them, that is something that you need to tread lightly on and realize this promise is still in play. If you think it's okay to hate the Jews because of whatever your belief is, whatever your upbringing was, if you believe in replacement theology, for instance, well, God never stated that the Israelis would be replaced. He did say that they would be cast out of their land for a time and then brought back. They've been brought back. So if you have the belief of replacement theology, you might want to pay attention to that. There's never been another nation that was disseminated amongst the world the way the Jews were, the Israelis were, and then brought back. Now I hear a lot of, oh well, these aren't the real Jews. Well, we have enough technology to test that theory, and it has been tested greatly, and that would also be incorrect. They are, in fact, the real Jews, the real Israelis. And as such, God is the one who reformed this land. Those who want to say, oh, well, it's the land, this land belongs to the Palestinians. Well, without getting too deep into history, let's go ahead and take a look at who was the original Palestinians. Well, it was the Jews, the Israelis. They were, after they were defeated by Rome, and just time and time again from basically 70 AD on, they were called the Palestinians to basically be, like a thumb in the eye or mud in the face, if you will. Now, if you look back in the early 1900s, there's many papers that write about the Palestinians. It was talking about the Jews. Sometimes truth is inconvenient, and I don't want to mess up your story with the facts, but you might want to go ahead and pay attention to actual history. I understand that there was a movement within the Christian church, if you will, that didn't know what to do with certain teachings of Israel and the Jews because they were gone for so long, and those teachers didn't pay attention. And much like Abram and Sarai at the time became impatient. Well, that didn't turn out well for Abram and Sarai. Got us the lineage of the Arabs out of that impatience. Well, because the Christian church was also impatient, it brought about what we now call replacement theology, that the church replaced Israel. Well, that's not the case. There was just a time that they were going to be displaced, and God has clearly brought them back. God has shown his power in that land over his people time and time again. And especially since October 7th, God has done some majestic things to show that he's not going to let anyone destroy his people or his land. God also specifically states that this land is not to be divided. So anyone who is for a two-state solution needs to reassess, reevaluate, and reread. Just wanted to go ahead and take a moment on that and try to get people's attention realigned biblically. God's not done with the Jews. Far be it. He's got quite a bit more for the Jews. And those who bless them will be blessed. Those who curse them will be cursed. Does this mean that we're not allowed to call them out when they do something wrong on the Arab or the Jewish side? No. However, those who are saying that the Jews are slaughtering the Palestinians in Gaza, well, the vast majority of them are Jordanians and should go back to Jordan. But Jordan doesn't want it. Why? Something to look into. They've been radicalized, and Jordan doesn't really care for that. Then you go ahead and you look into what has occurred since October 7th. Well, Israel has been probably the most humane military organization in the entire world ever. I can tell you right now, when America went into Afghanistan and Iraq, it doesn't matter if you support the wars or not, America didn't do even a jot or a tittle, or as we like to say, an inkling of the humanitarianism of what Israel has done. Now, Israel does need to go ahead and blot out these people in Gaza. Either send them back, get rid of them some way, shape, form, or another, because there will not be peace over there while those people sit there. Those people want to eradicate, destroy, and absolutely obliterate all Americans, all Christians, all Israelis. So you can't live peacefully with an enemy. You just can't. Now, how we get this done, I don't know. I'm not the guy for that. But I'm telling you right now, if you think Israel is evil for what they're doing, you need to take a real good look in the mirror, real good look in the Bible, real good look in history, and then you need to check out the facts of what is actually going on. Israel didn't cross into Gaza and murder men, rape and slaughter women, rape and slaughter children, throwing babies into microwaves and stomping on their heads until they were dead. I mean, it's disgusting. It really is. And if you don't believe that happened, I don't know what to do for you. But I'm telling you right now, if you have an issue with Israel standing up for themselves in the manner that they have done so since October 7th of 2023, it seems to me like you got a heart issue that you need to work on. Again, need to go ahead and get into the Word, get into prayer. And until next time, I pray that your heart, your mind aligns with God. Again, stay in the Word, stay in prayer. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment.